Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to the Tactical Husband Show. I'm your host, Sailor, the Tactical Husband. Now we got a product review I want to talk about. Had my eye on one of these for a while. Got one for my son-in-law. He enjoyed it, but I got the bigger, newer upgrade. And it is this right here. The Olight ArkPro Ultra. Interrographic design. Okay. Just got it. Been carrying it a little bit, playing with it, figuring it out. Now I know what some people want to say. Oh no, the gear snob people. Oh no, Olight had problems. They had problems like 10 or 12 years ago, and it was when a new company coming out on the scene, and they had some issues with batteries and whatnot. And I think they had some that had like the batteries were catching fire or overheating or something like that. You can't really hold them against it, because even Samsung, when they come out with the Galaxy Note 9, I do believe it was having battery issues, catching fire in people's pockets and women's purses. So, and Samsung's a giant company that makes all kinds of products, and I'm actually using a Samsung S25 Ultra phone to record this video on that I love and I've never had a problem with. So, Olight's come a long way. I have been carrying an Olight for about a couple years now. This is my first Olight. Their little, the i5R, and it's a good ED flashlight. It really is. I've used the crap out of this. Being a truck driver, this is my go-to for doing pre-trips, checking things at night, and looking for something I dropped in the truck at night. Great flashlight. So I figured I'd upgrade to something a little bit bigger, a little bit more powerful, and I got this. So let's go to it, unboxing, show you what it looks like and all its features. Alright, so here we are. Alright, so let's check it out. Now, I will have to say, Olight always has some really nice packaging, okay? So, with that said, let's go ahead and get it open. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, man, that looks so good. And that pterographic or topographic, however you pronounce it. Alright, so here's the Olight. Let's show you what comes in the box. So, pull this little bad boy out, and you got your little cards here. Alright, so this one explains something. This is a little thing they call it Art Beast. It just shows you how many hours you use it, and it talks about the material it's been made out of and whatnot. Here's your instructions, and it covers, not only the art field, most of the art field. So you got the art field Light, art field Pro, art field Ultra, and it tells you what everything does, okay? And then you have your normal magnetic charger that comes with it, the MCC3 magnetic charger. Alright, that most of their stuff uses. Alright, so let's get all the boxes out of the way. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video, this bad boy. Now, it feels really good. It is a very nice material that it's made out of. It is waterproof up to IPX7. The body is a proprietary aluminum alloy that Olight's come up with, and it's harder than T6061 aluminum. Alright, but it feels good. It's got a nice texture here for grabbing, and it's got this wonderful clip that's for pocket carry. But this right here, I love this part, because you can stick it under your hat and make you a little temporary headlamp, which is great for somebody like me that wears a hat all the time. Now, it's got the magnetic charging base here for charging, and it could be magnetized to a metal surface if you need it for like a spotlight, or if you're working on something you need hands-free. That's another way to do it. And also, this is new for the Ultra Pro, or the ArkField Pro Ultra. It has USB-C type charging also, which is great. So you don't always have to carry the magnetic charger around with you. This here is for the green light button, because used to they had the controls up here for the green light. It's here now. So you have one press, it's on. You touch and hold it, it dims it. Boop, see, you can let go, it dims it. And it's also got a momentary on. See, if I can get it turned off, yeah. See, you just touch and hold it, and as long as you're holding it, it'll stay on. But if you just touch it and let it on, it will stay on. Okay, so it's great for pointing out stuff if you need to, and it's also great for playing with your cat. My cat loves that green light. So That's another good feature about it. Now, let's talk about some of the other things. All right, so you have this really nice wheel to pick which option. So you got your UV option, and you got your flood option, and then you got your spotlight function. All right, so the UV, let's talk about the UV. Now, the UV light is a 65 nanometer, and it has a low and high mode. Okay, so when you put it over here, you just touch it and see that that's low. All right, and if you touch and hold it, it gets brighter. All right, and it stays on whatever setting you have it on. So you just touch it again, it turns off. Touch it in, see, it puts it on low every time on the UV. I had that part wrong, but there it is on bright. And you can also use the green light function with its on. All right, so turn that off. Now let's go to the next setting, which would be the flood. Now, the cool thing about the ArkPro Ultra is when you turn it on, it shows you this is battery and this is what your light function is. So I have it on flood and it's on high, I do believe. So if you touch and hold it, it starts cycling through low, medium, high. Okay, and if you turn it off, it stays on whatever it was on. All right, so see, it's back on high. But if I put it on low, it's on low. Turn it off, stays on low. All right, so now if you want to use the moonlight function, you just touch and hold it, and boom, that is moonlight. Okay, and then you can cycle through it by holding it while it's on, low, medium, high. All right, then that's low. All right, so what if you want to use turbo? All right, here's turbo mode. You have to press it twice. Bam, turbo. And then you touch it again, turn it off. It's going to go into high mode because that's the lowest setting. It won't go back to being on turbo mode once you turn it off. All right, so, and it's the same function for spotlight. Okay, so when you have it on spotlight, see, it's on high, touch and hold, it goes low, medium, high. All right, now it's back on low, turn it off. If I want to do moonlight on spotlight, you just touch and hold it while it's on. Now it's on moonlight. All right, and then if you want to go to turbo, you double click. Oh, triple click. Getting to that. Double click, turbo. All right, now triple click on either flood, or spotlight. 1, 2, 3 does strobe. See, and you can keep it on and change between which one. That is this. Whoa! All right. So now here's another cool feature. If you have it on spotlight, you can also turn on the green. Now you really can't see it because it's such a high setting. So let's change it to a low setting. And boom, green light. And here's flood, green light. All right. So that's a cool feature. Now, so far I've had a good time playing with this light, and it is a little bit bigger. I mean, especially if you compare it to this one I have been carrying, the i5R. Look at the size comparison differences. So it will take up a little bit more room in your pocket. It's got a good heft to it, though. It feels solid, good construction. All right. So let's talk about some of the lights and what their power output is. Okay. So the moonlight is 1 lumen. All right. So touch and hold. That is 1 lumen. It doesn't matter if it's on spotlight. Doesn't matter if it's on spotlight or flood. Now, low, that's low. Spotlight or beam is 15 lumens. Now, medium on both is 100 lumens. Doesn't matter which one you have it on. Now, high, missed it. All right, high is 520 lumens. Doesn't matter if it's on spotlight or flood. Okay. Now, turbo is a little bit different. Turbo on the flood function, it's pure flood. It's 1700 lumens. That's 1700 lumens. Now, if you put it to spotlight, that changes it to 800 lumens. Okay. Now, turbo will not run for very super long. It has a time limit on it of about 32, I think it's 30 seconds, so it doesn't overheat the lens. or overheat the battery. Now, the distance you can see is up to 205 meters, which is 672 feet. The battery is a 2,000 milliamp hour lithium ion battery. On Moonlight, running time is about 14 days. That's a lot on Moonlight. But Moonlight's good if you're trying to read or something like that and you don't want to wake your spouse. So far, this has been a really good flashlight. And I'm going to add some outdoor functions of how it looks in the dark. Okay, so here we are in my backyard to do the demonstration for the ArkPro Pro on the lights. It's not 100% dark. I got some street lights around, but it'll do for the demonstration. So here we go. This is Moonlight. Can't see too much. So let's go to low. There's low. And this is on Spotlight. And there's Flood. Alright. And then medium, Spotlight, Flood. Alright. And then high, Spotlight, Flood. Now let's go off. And now let's do turbo. Turbo, Spotlight, Flood. That's a lot. That's 1,700 lumens, boy. It lights it up good, doesn't it? Okay, so that's the outside view of what this light looks like in the dark. Now, I know it wasn't 100% dark outside because of the street lights, and the edge of the woods is probably about 25-30 yards from where I stand. And so, but as you can see, it gets really bright, especially on the Flood at 1,700 lumens. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you find it informative. And if you wouldn't care, stomp on that like button. Give me a subscribe to help my channel grow. And thank you for coming and sharing this time with me. And leave a comment down in the comment section about anything you want to. Appreciate your time. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace out.